Hi, my name is Kendra Dawson. Today I will talk to you about the inequalities of transgenders within a few things like the workplace, medical settings like hospitals, insurance companies, public places, violence, and the government. According to Elizabeth F. Schwartz at the American Association for Justice, 47% of transgenders have had discrimination against them during the hiring process, promotion, or job retention. In the hiring process, they weren't hired because of their gender history. During the promotion, they weren't promoted because of their gender history or what they identify as. And job retention is when their boss wants to fire them, but they can't fire them, so they make it to where the person wants to leave their job. And in hospitals, a survey from the National LGBTQ Task Force shows transgenders expressing their experiences in the hospitals. And although some doctors cannot, or it's in their religious beliefs, to not perform on a transgender, there are other doctors who just point blank refuse to not perform on a transgender. 28% of people from the survey have experienced this or harassment in the medical field, and they choose to no longer go to hospitals. They go to urgent care. In urgent cares, they do not have to reveal their gender history, which is why they feel safe. But in a hospital where they should feel the safest, they have the most fear because the doctors can deny them help. On to public places. In public places, being openly trans is dangerous in today's society for the simple fact that not all Americans are accepting of different people. Transgenders have experienced harassment for just simply going to the bathroom that they identify as. And result of this, transgenders do not go to restrooms in public, or they just, if there's a family restroom that all genders is accepted in, then a transgender will more than likely use that restroom than going into a regular public restroom with regular people in it because of the way society views. On to the inequalities within the government. Transgenders aren't accepted by President Trump, so how are we supposed to accept them into a society when in the government they are looked down upon? According to Fortune, President Trump banned transgenders from being in the military on April 12, 2016, and President Trump stated that they are a burden and a disruption to service within the military. There are roughly 1.4 million transgenders, which means there are 1.4 million people who need health care. Insurance companies do not help. They don't cover the cost of most surgeries or needed medication for transgenders because they call it a cosmetic want. So which means that they don't cover things that's not necessity. They don't see it as a way of life. So this is a loophole that insurance companies find that so that they don't have to pay for surgeries or needed medications like hormone pills to balance out, hormone for a transgender. On to violence. Violence in the transgender community is at an all-time high. It's right along with our conversation about how we aren't accepted in. It goes right along with how transgenders aren't accepted in public places. According to the Human Rights Campaign, in 2020 alone, we have 9 recorded deaths of transgenders who have lost their lives by partners, acquaintances, or even strangers just for being openly trans. This is a crime in itself, according to today's society and today's people. So in conclusion, the world we live in today needs to open their arms and accept the trans community for who they are and what they want to be, because in the workplace, in public places, in the government, in insurance companies, we seem as normal people just like the rest of anybody else. The discrimination and the inequalities that they are shown today is not, it will never ever be okay. Thank you for listening. This is my talk on transgender inequality, and I hope that you understood and explained it in a great way.